listeners like you. Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you. By listeners like you. Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you. By listeners like you. Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you. Listeners like you. Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you. By listeners like you. Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you. By listeners like you. Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you.
Hey folks, welcome to this week's live stream. Welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit up and down, if my voice goes, if it comes back, if I'm coughing and stuff like that. I am sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather. So we're looking at the overall broader perspective of things right here at the beginning of the stream and kind of trying to assess the situation, not just in our own backyard, but actually looking in everybody else's backyards and trying to understand what's been going on this weekend. We've been hit by, in the UK, interest rates going up. You folks in America have been hit by your, Fed rates, and these kind of things do have a broader effect on the crypto market, and people need to understand that it's totally normal for coins to go up, come down, go up, come down, go up, come down. It's just part of crypto. It's part of the cycle. It's all part of starting to learn, I guess, how to take profits and when to take profits, when to buy in, when not to buy in. And it really can feel like you're just stood there at the horse track and you've just put all of your money on a random horse and you just don't really know about it. But we try to kind of show you the broader picture here at HCC. Now, I did a video this morning and it was pretty much trying to explain to people the interweaving of Luna and Luna Classic, because as much as everybody hates it, at the same time, the systems are the same. We use the same system, we use the same technology, and the priority update will enable them to both talk to each other in a very smart way. And they're going through a thing at the moment over at Luna where they were going to be doing a kind of expedition with their community funds in their community pool. And I think they're going down the route of a thing which is called Feather Protocol. Now, this allows for, instead, it's crazy, but it will allow the everyday average Joe to make a blockchain, to create a technology and to create competition. And I'm going to leave a link to this in the description for people that are rewatching it later on and who want to check it out and stuff like that, because it's a whole extra world that we've not tapped into. It's a whole community that is built up from the previous people who understand the system better than any of us. This is why people like LUNC and CFI have such a huge understanding of Atom, Luna Classic, USTC, is because they were part of the system before it failed. And no one really knows why it failed. No one has a definitive answer as to why could this have failed, but it failed nonetheless. So in a sense, all we can do is pick the pieces up and we can move forward. And we're always going to have times like this, and you're seeing it across the board. You're seeing a disinterest in Luna Classic. You're seeing people get fed up, and it's totally normal for that to happen because not everybody is as patient as the next person. Not everybody has the same understanding as you are, but it's down to us as a community to ensure that we are acting accordingly and we're helping educate people at the front, at the back, in the sides, to the left, to the right, and really just trying to get people in the understanding that this all leads to one road. And sorry, let me get off this lottery thing. I think that's a great idea, by the way, if no one's checked that out. So you can see on the roadmap here, we've got an upgrade chain to parity with Luna V2. And this is literally Terra Rebel saying to you, they're going to make the chains interoperable. They're going to make it so it's very easy for people working on Luna to also work on Luna Classic. And if anything, this puts our blockchain at a higher perspective in a sense. But then I also think where they're kind of ignoring what's actually going on over at Luna, that with this Feather Protocol is huge. Like it's the next big kind of step, I feel, for what's going to happen. And there's such good points in this kind of like argument that's going back and forth or debate as to inorganic dev incentives. Like there's a lot to learn from just reading one of their proposals. Like you just wouldn't So devs won't build on Terra unless there's compelling reasons to. They will if there is one. At the end of the day, there needs to be a unique value proposition for devs to come and build on Terra and users to use the apps. Without it, spending money to boost metrics temporarily is a waste. Better spend it on charity. The community pool should be spent on making Terra unique, not yield farming. So you can really see them, like, they're talking things out and they're trying to better understand how they can move forward as a group, and not one person is arguing in here. They're all really respectful of each of, at the start, they're like, really, I really appreciate all the feedback you've been providing. They're all so very polite to each other. And this is because they're very well formed, and they've been disrupted to a sense of where every single one of the people that pretty much hold Luna have probably lost millions, if not billions, in the process of that capitulation. LUNC has admitted himself to losing millions in the crash. I can't even imagine what that feels like. And then to also just be sat there as like one of these people that held, the same as us, Luna Classic, but before the capitulation got a higher airdrop than we did. And that's all they've got. That's their hope. That's their will. That's their determination, is all in this coin that's been forced upon them. So it's really interesting, to go over to Luna and actually understand. And I've held my airdrop since the very beginning. I think I sold like 20% of it when it was at £30 a coin, right at the very, very beginning of its launch. I sold, I think, 10% of what I got in that airdrop, and then I kept the rest. And obviously, compared to where I could have sold it, I could have made a lot more money. But I wanted to kind of see where this went, because everybody kind of speaks about, spreading your investments, or whatever you want to call them, spreading your buys, really having a diversified portfolio. Then I just don't understand why we have such this animosity, this hatred, this, kind of, you're a scam coin, we don't like you kind of stance. I really understood it at the beginning, but where I'm sitting now, it's kind of like, being in the playground and going, well, I'm not talking to you because I don't like you and you smell funny. We've kind of got to get off of this high horse and understand that we could make it all work to our benefit. And it's as simple as that. And as you can see, Miguel's just said, I've sold everything and I bought Luna Classic. And this is called going all in. And this is why I feel like here at HCC, we need to stop focusing directly, specifically on Luna Classic now it's in full flow, and actually start trying to educate people in a sense that it's okay to look at other projects. It's okay to have, little bits in each thing. So think about it, right? If you invested, £10 in Shiba Inu back in January 20, so say you did it in December 2020, and then you checked back in your wallet in January 2021, and your £10 is worth an absolutely insane amount. That tiny little kind of thought in your head at the time, which you're like, I put £10 down on it, anything could happen. And that anything did actually happen. Now, what we see a lot is people that don't, commit to something enough, and where you buy and sell yourself out of these positions, you actually lose money over time. And it's always the same thing. And I always kind of pay attention to, and we see the same thing on Twitter. We see the same people moaning when it's dumping, and the same people moaning when it's pumping, saying they missed it. Oh, I sold, I bought. So it's, I still have Luna, the locked part. Yeah, so a lot of people will still have a lot of Luna that's vested that you won't get it. It gets dropped out categorically in stages. And it was good that they did that, because they would have only just suffered, a catastrophic failure from everybody cashing out. So it makes total sense. But let's come away from this. Let's go over to the Terra Rebels roadmap and understand that, Luna V2 is a thing. They've got really good knowledge of the system, and we really could do with a lot of those D-apps coming back. I mean, NFT markets are huge in themselves, and we lost so many different NFTs markets in that crash, and now they just work specifically on Luna 2. And we need to ensure that we're not, we need to show people on the outside that, we're willing to support, if you're willing to come and build, we're willing to support you. And it's kind of this thing about incentivizing devs, but not only incentivizing our devs, but incentivizing new devs to come and build, and if not, come back and build. And it's all part of our future. And it's never ever, no one ever said to anyone it was going to be easy. In fact, I said, we've got some serious tough times ahead of us. And going all the way back to May of when it was just utter chaos, I never ever want to see it ever get back like that. And this money recently, I think, is a huge contributor to what's been going on recently. And people on the outside are just a little bit confused as to what's going on. But the most bullish thing you can take away from that is the fact that funding is there. It's seems like it's available, and regardless of the route taken, it's going to lead us down a path of, blossoming, where you're able to farm and, do well from the trees you've planted, from the seeds you've sown and everything like that. It's not, you can't be part of something but then complain later on when you sold your position you're not part of it. It's a really, really kind of hard one. And then with all of these kind of different Twitter spaces going on 24 hours a day of people talking about Luna Classic over and over and over and over, like, it doesn't shock me that people are getting sick of it. They're getting sick of people, oh, it's going to go to the moon, hold on to your bags, we're going to the moon, moon boys, where are you, and stuff. Like, I get it, but there's times to being deadly serious with people and actually trying to, because you bring in the wrong kind of investors. You bring in these people that get angry when we don't shoot to the moon in a couple of days. They get angry when, things didn't turn out how they were sold the idea originally. So, it's really, really, there's always going to be this kind of clash of more or less just people and ideas and things. But I think the longer that time goes on, we'll start picking up more and more kind of people that are in it for the long haul. They understand the system and they can see that we've got funding. I think that's a huge thing is people like to see that they've got funding, because then they're like, I could build this project here. Okay, let me write a white paper out this and see if the community's interested. The community are interested in this. Okay, maybe I could build this on this blockchain. Hey, can I get a dev's position? And I'll pitch in, I'll do my project and I'll bring that to the chain. I'll help you guys with any other coding you need. And it kind of stems out from that. And then we're not, also taking care of our actual developers, but we're incentivizing new ones to come back. And that's key. It's absolutely key. So you've got assess the burn tax coming up in, well, realistically, it should be within the next, 2 months. It should be before the year's out. So as to the burn tax itself, I just don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if changing it's going to make it better, if leaving it's going to make it better. I don't think anyone has a real solid kind of idea of exactly how it's going to work, and the effect that it's having on smart contracts isn't on the tax itself, it's on the actual smart contracts and the way the tax works. It will slap it with a double tax instead of just one. So you've got a lot of good stuff going on with this roadmap. So hopefully we start seeing this go along. Someone said to me the other day about making that lottery thing. They're like, why didn't you make the lottery thing? Lotteries are actually illegal in my country, which totally sucks, because I would have loved to have built, an app like that really does bring people together, pays out rewards and stuff like that. But yeah, very interesting. We just opened a Telegram group for people that have Luna Classic related NFTs and stuff. And if you want to, put them on a group specifically for that, we've created one, because everyone in our group was kind of like posting, a punk here for sale, a burning night there for sale. And we wanted to kind of help with that, instead of being, just like everybody else saying, delete that, no self promotion in here, but actually then trying to provide something which then can hopefully incentivize people to kind of trade NFTs a bit more as well. And you might not be able to afford an NFT, but you might be able to swap one. And I've always said to people in there, in a pinned comment, I can always act as a middleman and stuff like that between the two parties. Someone's ringing me. No, live stream is all that matters right now. So Terrorubers have got a lot of good stuff going on. I really do hope, God, my words all fumbled up. I really do hope we get past this money, we find a middle ground and we do move forward. I honestly believe a developer's pool is the best route to go at the point that we stand, just because like a lot of people don't even know half the people on the multi-sig. There's just so many issues with it. You've got one proposal up at the moment, which is absolutely one-sided. At first it was like right down the middle, and now it's all to one side. You're seeing a lot of different validators vote yes to it. And who's abstained? Auto stake, 0% fee. Yeah, nice one. 0% commission rates, what plague. So the driest throat. I don't know how YouTubers like sit in live streams all day just talking and stuff. It It baffles me how they get anything done. So, well, that makes total sense, actually, Jake. So this in itself, guys, I'm going to leave links to this in the description for you guys, because I really do believe it's, about time we started addressing this situation and stop hating on the coin and hating on a system which is like, it's like, the way I see it is kind of like arguing with yourself in the mirror and trying to expect an answer other than what you would get from someone who's speaking to themselves in the mirror. It's kind of stupid, and Do Kwon's ties in with TFL now are very minimal from what I'm being told, and I think that's the biggest issue that people find, is the fact that this guy that you've been brainwashed to think did all these bad things. And so one of the things to take away from the money that's been found is it's coming from Do Kwon. The connections being made through Do Kwon. So if anything, this funding's actually coming from, TFL or Do Kwon, one or the other, and the multi-signature signers. But it always baffles me as to why they're just giving it to us and why they're not using it for their own, blockchain and stuff like this. It's a bit of a weird one. So I can see people in the comment section saying about the Happy NFT. We're going to be doing a giveaway here at HCC. I'm going to be doing, from my stuff that I purchased a while back, I'm going to be giving away 1 hoverboard, 1 Happy NFT, 1 acre plot of land, 1 of the farming plots that go inside it, and a housing plot. That is 5 pieces of equipment for Exodus, the metaverse. And I think that is at least a value of £500-600. I think it might even be a little bit more because of the hoverboards, but I'm going to be doing a giveaway with those. We've got a Lunar Punk to give away for you this weekend. We've got 3 Lunar Burning Nights to give away for you guys this weekend. And we're going to be bringing you a lot more different kind of giveaways and stuff like that wherever we can, because I'm not like these other influencers that have, a money tree in the back of the garden, which, they go and hang their clickbait on and they harvest the money off of the clickbait tree. We don't have one of them here at HCC, so I'm trying to get together as much like little things as we can to start trying to provide better kind of giveaways for our followers and people that support us and stuff, and hopefully support you guys back in turn. We've got a Twitter space going on this evening. The Exodus team are going to be joining us. Sorry, I had to mute. I was coughing really bad. So we've got the Exodus team dropping in on us. We're going to talk to us a little bit. And if you've got a Happy NFT, you're going to be drawn for early access in December. And this early access is going to be for the V2 client, as to which it will have vehicles, guns, all the little different ins and outs that you're going to want to kind of tinker with for the game. No, I don't think you need to own any land or anything to play Exodus either. You can just play it once it launches, of course. So, clickbait king. So, yeah, I put out a tweet this morning, and some guy was like, you always say, about LUNC penguins and stuff. And it's like, well, you kind of have to keep informing the new people that are joining the space. We've got new ones joining every day. Now, LUNC penguins in itself, if you've been here since May, you know that this started as just a graph. It was just a graph on a screen. That was it. That was exactly how it started. And now it's this system. It's a system that people are... The validators list in itself is getting such huge influx at the moment because of the sheer fact that our system is updating, but Terra Station isn't. Terra Station isn't updating any of the vote power, anything apart from descriptions, and it's very strange. Whereas on here you've got the correct vote power, you can see exactly down to the coin what someone's holding, you can see how much they've got staked, you can see their wallets, you can see how many Oracle votes they've missed. Oh, by the way, Oracle votes, I'm going to do a video on these with my lead dev and get him to break it down really well, really nicely, exactly what Oracle votes are. It's pretty simple, but I think the community should understand what they are. But LUNC Penguins in itself is always going to be there for the community. We don't pay for it or anything like that. The Strafe Cole does all of this for 100% free. We don't pay him for the web space. We don't pay him for the name. We don't pay for anything. It's just top-notch guy. He's really done a swell job on all of this. And you can see everything in here. Like, you can see proposals. You can see who's voting on these proposals. And LUNC Penguins has got a lot to give. Now, the NFT project in itself, it took me some time to think of what to call this NFT project, the theme and stuff like that. And obviously, me being a penguin lover and this whole idea of penguin huddle, I wanted to go with the penguin kind of idea. So the project in itself is just called LUNC Penguins, and the aim behind it is to have 1,000 NFTs. Once they mint out to 1,000, the staking then will begin. And that's the plan. And it's to do a monthly payout each month, or to have it so you can kind of withdraw it as and when you want, like it is on Terra Station. But the full aim of that NFT project is to provide the utility use case in staking, and then try and move that and intertwine it in with the power we can hold inside the node, because we've got so many different tools that are so powerful as a validator to utilize. Auto compound is one of those things we're going to be bringing you very, very soon. But ultimately, the staking on the NFTs is what really does count. But the art on these NFTs, they're amazing, and they've got attitude, they've got spirit, and they really do, like the way I look at them, they're these really kind of attitudey looking penguins, and they've really got flavor and they've got style, and there's really a lot of depth to them. The backgrounds are really, really nice, and our artist has spent countless amounts of hours working on this, pixel by pixel by pixel by pixel. And he's an awesome guy. He's currently getting all the art together. He's getting the banners together. We're structuring everything out here at the HCC factory. And that's kind of what we are here at HCC. I'm not just me anymore. It's become a group of us where, you know, I rely on the NFT artist side of things to do all of that. And then I will rely on Strafe to do a lot of technical stuff. And then I myself have to now deal with all the node technicals, because I'm the one who has the keys and all of those kind of stuff. Thank you so much, Michael, for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. And Gabriel, thank you for that donation. I really, really appreciate you, you guys. Do you have any idea when the NFTs will be available? We are hoping and aiming before the end of this month is out. I can honestly say to you, it is being worked on every day, all day, and it's one of our key focuses at the moment, because we've got the node to a point, as you saw when I was on Terra Station. We've got the node to a point where we're fully operational, we're running, you know, delegations are going great. We just hit 9 billion, as you saw. That's really good for a node that more or less has had the latest start out there. But as you can see at the top here, on a Terra developer address, this is how it works. So you can see the HappyCattyCrypto thing for our wallet. Everything's operational on that front. So now we are really looking to the NFT project. It's the next step. But like I was just explaining, I've taken great care, consideration and thought to not make this just another NFT project, and actually put a use case behind these NFTs. And it's kind of like my plan for the burn portal is risky. It's risky in a sense that I may have to partner with someone in a sense to help the burn portal flourish, to help the community flourish, and to help the burns increase. And it's as simple as that. Provide a nice reward to you know, pay out to people that are burning consistently, because the one thing we've seen since we've set up the burn portal is the consistency of people that just burn their staked rewards all the time. And it's quite a lot of people, and loads of people message me all the time saying, you know, I'm always burning my stake rewards, what's the next level and stuff like that. And I totally get it. And we always get thanked for that kind of, you know, we really appreciate the safe, secure route. Now, evolving LUNC Penguins, the NFT project, is as complicated as, you know, evolving any project out there. And I always had this higher idea of, you know, incorporating them into a metaverse. And I'm speaking with people and I'm starting to understand a little bit better that this, you know, I could do it. I could do it, and you could have your NFT as a companion inside a metaverse. And with the connections I've built up, the people I know, it seems like this is something that we can follow. So not only giving them a staking utility, but giving them a cool little kind of metaverse utility, as to which, you know, you'll be able to have your little LUNC penguin with you, you know, running around in the metaverse. And at some point, someone's going to make metaverses interoperable, kind of like how you know, if you use Google, we did a wallet. We did a video on making a Wax wallet. How do I make my Wax wallet? with my Google account. You know, Google took over everything and it becomes that one for all. At some point, someone's going to figure that out and then it all becomes interoperable. And then it's at that point we need to ensure that we have got prime positions in these metaverses. We are considered as a use case inside them, because we can sit there and we can kind of like be upset and we can kind of be angry because, you know, the price isn't going up. It's not doing what we wanted it to do. And it's, you know, we all want to be millionaires today. We all want to be on a beach today, but we need to be real with ourselves. We need to understand the situation. We need to understand that working with utility use cases and showing them to other people is how we incentivize movement. We incentivize a reason for that coin to exist. If you look at SHIB down to its core components, where is it accepted that really do mass accept it? You need to find kind of mass acceptance. And this is something that has been touched on previously by people in podcasts here on HCC, is this idea of becoming integrated the same way Java was integrated into everything. Now, if you don't know this, everything you're using, your washing machine has Java in it. It's that simple. Like, I worked at a house not too long ago and I was watching their oven do an update, like just stood there in the kitchen, you know, helping my friend with some work. And I was like, dude, your oven's updating. He was like, yeah, you know, new technology, Jake, you know, we can put the chicken in the oven. We can go out and we can set the chicken to cook, but it needs software updates. And those come through a, you know, source code. And the idea behind it is to get LUNC integrated into these microsystems, these kind of microtransaction systems. And it's all about utilizing what you've got around you. You can't sit there and keep ignoring it. And one thing I'm learning recently, right? And shock and horror, Lunatics token have been with us from the beginning, have they not? Right? Exactly. Have they scammed anybody? No. Have they wronged anybody? No. Are they still here? Yes. How much have they burnt? Well over 2 billion. How are things going for them recently? Well, their chart's been pretty much the same as the overall bear market. It's not great. And it's kind of the same as our own chart. It's not great. Now, when Lunatics token was doing well, so was LUNC. And we were both moving up together. And ultimately, we need to stop ignoring these kind of things and labeling everything as a scam, this, that, and the other. I honestly believe Lunatics token, especially with their recent move for wrapping the coin and putting it on chain, it's something that we didn't have. It could possibly be volume that we didn't have before. It could bring people on board that we might not have had before. And the one thing I liked with Lunatics token that always did get me, right, is the fact that if you bought Lunatics token and you didn't hold LUNC, you were made a LUNC holder anyway. So we would gain a Lunar Classic holder from someone just buying into Lunatics token, because they were advertising in places like Las Vegas. They were advertising in Times Square and places like that. You kind of need to sit yourself down in the mirror and take a good deep stare at yourself and say, am I doing the right thing here by, you know, just turning my back on everything and stuff like that. I feel like they've been around for long enough now. And honestly, they deserve a bit more attention. They really have burnt a lot of money. And back then, they spoiled this community rotten. I mean, they spoiled you to a point of where, you know, a 1 billion burn became mediocre. It was kind of like, meh, next. So it's kind of one of those things. You really do. We all do. I myself need to be more eye open to these other, like USTC has a huge community that pretty much hate us. They hate us because we're doing so much for LUNC, but nothing for USTC. And it's, why is the hot wallet growing? I mean, Holly, there's many questions out there I would like to know the answers to. And the hot wallet, if I had a lamp and I could rub it, I would rub this lamp and I would ask the genie inside, I would say, Genie, who owns the coins in the Binance hot wallet? And that would be my first wish. My second wish would be to send Lunar Classic to the moon. But anyway, it's the money in the hot wallet, no one knows in it, and we've watched them move it in and out of the wallet willy-nilly to do tests and stuff. So ultimately, when you break it down, Binance does own those coins, but it could just be anything. It could be anything. You know, someone's cat could have tripped on their mum's knee and their mum then accidentally pressed the buy button on Binance or something. Or maybe, you know, CZ sat in there buying coins, messing with us all. You know how he likes to. So what I've noticed is CZ likes to bring people down a little bit, then bring you really back up with a load of good news, then hit you with even more good news so it brings you up even higher. I think the issue at the moment with Lunar Classic and the price surrounding it, people were overhyping it. People were overselling things. And I even heard people in Twitter spaces saying, you know, we're getting huge staking rewards from Lunar Punks and stuff. And it's like, you're overcooking things to the point of where you're just making people angry. You're not even doing good by doing this. You're literally making people angry. The best thing is to always be honest with people, because at least then you've hurt them with the honesty instead of lying to them, you know, and not being honest with them. I hate that. There's one thing I hate, and I just want someone to just tell me how it is, tell me straight. Don't lead me down a path of, you know, it's going to go to the moon tomorrow. It's going to go to the moon tomorrow, this, that, and the other. And, you know, it's one of those ones. I really do think people did overhype it in a sense. They really did. But USTC in itself is like, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys do with your Lunar Classic rewards? Whenever I withdraw mine, I will rarely just, you know, go, you know, I'm going to turn it all into Lunar Classic. I genuinely leave mine. I'm leaving my rewards for a whole month this month. I'm not going to, I haven't touched them, and I'm not going to touch them for the whole month. I'm going to withdraw them at the end and show everybody on the outside just how much you can get in a month from what I have staked. So USTC really is a kind of arbitrage opportunity on the platform that anyone can do. You literally just you keep withdrawing your rewards, say, okay, you've got all this USTC, you're holding it here, it pumps, sell it. So I swap it for Lunar Classic on the system, and you'll get way more Lunar Classic than you would have for just keep, you know, doing it every single time you withdraw your rewards, so to speak. So it really is food for thought. In the ideal world, I think I would have made, or no, at least I think I figured it out. It was like I would be like 70% less if I hadn't been arbitraging, I hadn't been earning all of these different things. By the way, folks, if you've got any questions, queries, or quandars, or anything like that, throw them down in the comment section. And don't forget to smash that little like button for me. It really does help the algorithm, and it really does help people see our stream, and it shows, you know, other people. It's algorithms. I hate them. They're like 0% commission rates. They're a plague on society. Guys, I'm 30 years old very soon, and it's the big 3-0 for me here at HCC. You know, I never thought to myself when I turned 29 that when I was turning 30 I would be providing YouTube content. I'm like everybody else. I watch so much stuff on YouTube. I don't even have subscriptions or a TV package because I have so many different people I watch on YouTube. It's unbelievable. So I just never thought I would see myself here. So it's really strange. So also, but that's also why your community is getting bigger and bigger, because you are you and you stay like that. Thanks, Holly. I really appreciate that. It's really nice. And that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? It's trying to keep that kind of level of integrity. And like, if we're ever going to go off and start looking at other coins, I'm not just going to start throwing out videos like Shibiru to the moon. You know, I'm not just going to start giving you uneducated stuff. I'm going to get us involved in stuff that's part of the cosmos. You know, that's part of the... You sound so much older. No, I'm 30 this year. Is it that bad, Bill? Is it really that bad? Guys, how old did you think I was? Yeah, I'm 30 this year. Yeah, totally. So when I go... Because sadly, you know, I can get stressful here at HCC from time to time. That's totally normal. I do smoke the occasional cigarette, and I do have the occasional glass of whiskey. I still get ID'd for whiskey and for cigarettes. That's a good sign, right? At 30, is that not a good sign? Someone tell me that's a good sign, please. So happy birthday, bro. I won't tell you what day it's going to be, but I'll let you guys know on the day when it's that day. It's very soon though. It's going to be a really interesting one for me, turning the big 3-0. And Happy's birthday is actually the day after mine, which is pretty insane. So she's actually 1 year old the day after me, which is pretty nuts. But yeah, no, I'm not. The devil's lettuce. Small fry must be watching something called Big Les, eh? No, I don't smoke the devil's lettuce, mate. No, just tobacco for me. I'm not that exotic. So, buds, bro, no nicotine, 420. Yeah, 420, let's go. Beat you there. Is that the time that we meet? Is that the time that it's stoners? Yeah, is that the time that stoners meet? Hey, this is a crypto thing. Let's get back on point. So, looking at the broader week perspective of things, guys. Oh God, looking at the broader perspective of things, it has been kind of those weeks where nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's actually doing anything interesting across the board whatsoever. We are in a bear market, and we have been since before the capitulation, and we were very fortunate to have the movement, the pushing, the backing that we have had as far as we've got. Now we're at this stage, right, and $4.16 million have just been found. Okay, regardless of the argument back and forth, those funds will end up in position to help people. Okay, and the quicker people meet in the middle, and this is kind of what my proposal, that if I hope I don't have to put it up. I really don't want to have to do a proposal. I don't like doing them. I don't like getting too heavily involved on that level and, you know, more or less painting an X on your back. But there is a middle ground here, and they will have to find it, because there's one thing I've been saying to these developers time and time again. You guys can write all the code you want. You can design all the programs you want. You can create all the DApps you want. If you fail to keep this community on side, you will have no one to consume stuff. You have no one who will want to buy. You know, the trust will be lost. You know, it will be one of those things where it's more or less people move on. They look for something new. They look for something better out there to keep their motivation going, because that's what it's all about. But I honestly, someone mark my words, someone write this down or something. I don't know. I'll jot it down as well. I'll make a note of it. I could almost guarantee you within the next month, Luna is going to shoot up. And when it shoots up, it's probably going to drag us with it. And in turn, dragging us with it, it's probably going to drag USTC with it as well. If this all lands at the correct times, right, and everything lands, you know, in that perfect kind of crescendo, you know, that perfect triangle, then it could just, you know, excel us to higher highs, higher lows. And that's always the aim, is to go up and come down a little bit for a retest and then go up again in these healthy stages. I understand the money has got people worried, but either proposal doesn't make this coin fully decentralized or fully centralized. Like, you're giving a little bit to get a lot, and then the other one kind of just puts the funds in the community pool, doesn't, you know, address the situation around emergency funding for devs, payrolls for devs. Like, the dev pool in itself can act as a PAYE system. They could even utilize now payments, Paybolt to do everything. It is doable. It's, if both passes, what's next? Well, actually, how it's going to work is, right, Vegas's proposal is going to pass, yes? And it's a text proposal. So then when Alex puts his proposal up, if Alex's proposal gets voted on as yes, and it goes through, it passes as yes, it will supersede Vegas's proposal. And you could supersede Alex's proposal by then putting one up and getting the community to vote yes for that. And we could just keep superseding each other until nothing even happens, which is why I came up with the idea of a developers pool, to just try and get everybody into that middle ground. I've really messed up the subscription button there, haven't I? Why is that so high up? Damn, Grandma. My son, he now says damn grandma, but in Spanish, and I keep trying to remember how it comes out in Spanish, and it's really funny because it's just hearing it in another language is even more funny. And now he keeps saying it to his grandma in Spanish, and she doesn't understand the word damn, and Yeah, it's really war of supersede, a supersede inception. It will just be one big superseding of proposals of people just, going on top of each other like my idea is better than yours. And, I don't like you because you done this and you did that. I'm kind of at this stance now where both parties have valuable points, and I'm providing you folks with the best information you could be pretty much, wielded with, in a simple sense of I'm giving you both sides of the story. And it's not always easy to do that because you do get the irrational people that are like, you're betraying us. It's over. Go throw yourself out the door. It's kind of one of those ones where we really have got to remember we've got to grow here at HCC, and to grow we need to, inspire more people. We need to incentivize people to do more, become better. And we used to be, and I'm seeing this way better than anyone, I think all of the more or less paper-handed people have moved off. And what I mean by paper-handed people is just those impatient people. Then people that are looking to chase green, looking for the next run, looking for the next kind of thing, and, just keep jumping from coin to coin to coin to coin. But what I think we're now left with is the core community, the people that really do believe in it. And like I said at the beginning, I am seeing people that are worried, and I totally get it. If you're worried and it's really doing that much of detrimental, kind of stuff on your health, then do what's best for you. You're your own financial advisor. That's, a core thing you need to understand is you're in charge of your own finances. But can we implement a community voting system prior to proposals being loaded on TS? Maybe it has to reach a certain level. Sadly, we can't, because it's like a form of control. So if we go over to this Commonwealth thing, there's a really, really good breakdown. Is this it? There's a really good breakdown in here of exactly why this whole kind of not allowing a system. Here we go. A free market forces do much better, than allowing individuals to decide which apps are valuable and which apps are not. Allowing to decide where funding goes and where funding doesn't go is seen as a bad thing over at Terra 2, at Luna 2, and they believe in a free market will always do better, and that is allowing ideas to flourish and things like that, not having a systematic kind of layer of control. And I think the biggest worry that with Alex's proposal is this idea of control via budget. And then the good thing about Vegas's proposal is it's super simple and easy for your mind to absorb, and for you to go, well, yeah, of course, it's a no-brainer to send the money to the community pool. But at the same time, the money does need to be utilized correctly. That's why my core belief is in that dev pool with a new proposal with a minimum time limit of 2 days, as to which devs can get emergency funding. Developers on the outside will see that we've created this new developers pool specifically for devs that want to build. If you was a developer and you saw on a blockchain there was a developers pool that you could apply to for work that you've done, would you not go and do that? Right? Exactly. It's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? It's kind of like a 0% commission rate. It's a no-brainer. And what a no-brainer means, it's hard to say no to. It's hard for you to sit there and go to yourself, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the good guy, and I'm going to, and there are so many of you, and this is the one thing that fills my heart with joy every day. Each one of you that have delegated with us could be quite easily delegated with a 0% commission rate validator. You could be getting 100% of your rewards, but you're not. You're delegating and you're giving a little to get a lot in the future. Money makes money, and money builds projects that make money. And when you make money, right, and make people money, and the idea when I'm saying make money is, look at how Duquan made everyone rich, right? Look how much he was loved. The guy was a god. The guy was a god. It got to him so bad that he's even admitted, he got into this whole kind of god status in his head. He felt like he was untouchable, like nothing could touch him. And it just doesn't work like that. Thanks for your daily insight, mate. We really go above and beyond. No, I appreciate, honestly, guys, I can't thank you enough. There's not enough thanks in the world. And the one thing which is heartbreaking for me at the moment, and this is the God's honest truth, if we scroll, if we get this onto a 100 list, Strafe, if you're here, can we get the list set to like an automatic 25? Now, if you go down to the, right, I'm just going to have to refresh this. There we go. Okay, so if you go down to around, so anything below here, yeah, so anything below 28 currently, these guys don't even have commission rates, so they're running at a complete loss anyway. But a lot of these validators are going to struggle to run. They're going to struggle to become profitable in the future. They're going to struggle to keep their nodes open. The more nodes we have, the more secure the blockchain is. The more secure the blockchain is, the safer we all are as a community, the more safer the system is. Meaning it's harder for someone to pass something through willy-nilly, so to speak. With the centralization currently, with the voting power and stuff like that, it's leaving us at a point where, you know, we've attracted all these new validators, but they're not going to be able to keep running, and they're definitely not going to be able to do the 50% burns that they're promising everyone because they're not profitable. And this where it comes down to vote power being, you know, really well decentralized. Now, thanks, Strafe. Really appreciate it. You're the best. Love you. That's pretty much how we like do like so many of our old kind of updates for the Penguins website. I would just say stuff in my video and it would just like magically happen, and it'd be like, yes, awesome, it's great. Honestly, you can't buy loyalty. You can pay people to shill stuff to high heavens. You just can't buy loyalty. You can't buy the community that we've built up here at HCC. John Herf, guys, without fail, John Herf has donated at least £100 to every live stream we've done here. 99 viewers, 99. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it, guys. Smash the like button for John. Show some love. That's $100 donation sent through. Thank you so much, John. That really does help me stay and keep working, everything like that. Guys, we're working out how to do airdrops to the delegates, and it's doable. It is doable. So in the future, do expect us to start working with these different kind of projects so we can start bringing you better airdrops, so we can airdrop you coins and stuff into your, you know, your little wallets, and you know, it's going to be great. I've got so many great plans. Loyalty is royalty. So loyalty you just can't buy. And, you know, Strafe put out a tweet. Now, you guys know Strafe pretty well by now. If you don't, you know, get to know him. He's an awesome guy. Now, Strafe, regardless of our stance, where we're sitting, what we're doing, we remain part of the HCC factory. And it's the same for Clueless Rabbit. He's also part of the HCC factory. In fact, he's our NFT artist. He's our artist for everything. He does everything. And, you know, as the three of us here, as the crescendo, the triangle of love here at HCC inside the factory, we bring you what we bring you. We bring to the table, I feel, a little bit more than your everyday influencer. You know, these people that are sitting in spaces, you know, promising this, promising that, and this, that, and we're going to do all these good things. But how can you do that if you're sat in a space all the time? So, you know, we really have built up a community here at HCC, which is pretty solid. It's a solid base, and we're going to keep building. We're going to start branching out. I'm going to start looking at different ways for you guys to possibly earn money in the crypto space. And, you know, this is why I'm working with all of, like, what we're seeing now across the board are all of the influencers now are retweeting stuff about Exodus and stuff like that. And, you know, it always makes me laugh because I know exactly why they did it. We all know why they did it. The difference is, you know, that we here at HCC, we're just inspired. There's such a huge difference, isn't there, in crypto? It's like I listened to a video the other day and the guy's like talking. He's like, yeah, so Shiba Inu is Shibarium. I'm like, is this guy he's recording a video and he's yawning like 10 seconds into it. Like, dude, stop the video and like start again. Why did you carry on? Like, how you can't yawn? That's really bad. Like, I get it during a live stream and stuff that it's like uncontrollable in a live stream, but god damn, grandma, yawning in your videos. Like, is it that boring, guys? Is it that boring? So yeah, honestly, staying huddled, you know, in times like where we are now, and I will always say this to you guys, and regardless of people on the outside saying, you know, he's calling us all penguins. He's relating to us as penguins. He thinks we're penguins. It's just an analogy. Okay, and we've gone by it since the beginning, and it's got us this far, and it will continue to get us the rest of the way, because together we are stronger. Okay, we're much easier to divide when we're in these little groups, these little factions, and people are painting a target on his back, and he wants to do this. You've got people who want to take over the blockchain, and you've got this, that, and the other, and we just all need to calm down, take a breath, and just get through it. So guys, as for the rest of today, like I said, normal day with content. We've got a Twitter space going on at 7 p.m. For you guys. There's going to be different people in there. I think Luna V Shape will be there from Luna Punks, possibly if he's back from his hunt early enough. There'll be Exodus in there, and hopefully all loads of other kind of little projects that want to nip in and out. And it's an open mic. You know, if you've got a project you're interested to launch, come join the space, have a chat. You might learn something. You might meet someone you didn't know. You might get in connection with someone that you didn't know before. But as it stands, I really do need to start making more of an effort. You know, weekly Twitter spaces, the weekly live stream every day on every week on a Friday. I'm not one of them. You know, I'm not going to be doing them every day. I like the Friday live stream. I like the fact that we are quiet. We don't rarely get above 100 viewers, and it's really, really nice. So guys, I really appreciate you all showing up today. Have an amazing Friday. I'm going to head off, go and grab a coffee, and we'll come back, do some content for you guys, and we're going to have a little chat about the future and everything that's going on. Guys, stay positive. If you're invested since the beginning, it's all irrelevant. This will just look like a weird little kind of speed bump in the future, and see the $4.16 million of off-chain assets as nothing but one big bullish sign. Because when that funding, you've heard it from Zaradar's mouth, he's already told you he's not going anywhere. Okay, so regardless of the fear mongering and stuff like that, devs leaving and stuff, relax. Okay, if they were leaving and getting up and leaving, trust me, I would be doing videos on it. You know I would. You know, that is pretty much, you know, in effect abandoning the community that you know, so that's definitely not happening. Funding's coming, guys. Stay safe. Beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me or the HappyCattyCrypto channel. Don't message WhatsApp numbers. They'll send you nudes back, and then they'll ask you to pay for those nudes. They're sickos. Just don't fall for anything. You know where our Telegram groups are. You know where I am. I'm contactable. And we'll catch you in the next one. Sure.